Alrighty. Hey, my name is Hope. Welcome back to my channel, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about my October TBR. And last month I did the September series challenge. I didn't finish the challenge, but I read 4 books off of the prompts, and so that's really good for me. And so this month I was going to be joining Victober. I had even made my plans to do so and picked out the books that I was going to read, but I just wanted to be able to rent books from my library and just kind of read what I wanted to or felt like, and read books that I have been trying to get to for a long time. So with that, I'm going to start with the books that I own that are on my shelf that I would like to get to this month. So firstly, Wormwood Abbey is the first book in the Secrets of Wormdale. It's categorized as a cozy gothic novel of mystery, dragons, and the perils of friendship. I have seen people review this book and say that it is a good fall read. So I'm excited to get to this one, and it's also not huge either. I've heard really good things about this too from trusted sources. Next book that is on my TBR, books that I own, is The Last Unicorn by Peter S. Beagle. I started this book by this point, maybe 2 years ago, and got a really good way through it, 119 pages, and have just never continued it. And this is also a good fall read too. I remember reading it in November, and we were at a cabin when I started this, and it was just really, the vibes were there, and the cover is very beautiful. Next on my physical TBR that I would like to get to, oh, and I didn't blurb this one, but this is about a magical unicorn that is, hence the title, about the last unicorn. And I don't remember much about the story other than it's a quest that this unicorn has to go on, and she's, I think, being hunted. Yes, excited to read this one if I can get to it. Next one that I would like to get to that is on my physical TBR is The Ship of Magic by Robin Hobb. This is a huge book, and so I am super intimidated by it. But again, heard great things about it. I have Fool's Errand and then all of the books in this series. I think there are 3. Are there 3? I hope. But this is book 1. And I plan on doing maybe a vlog of me reading this book, but I have read some giant books this year that I didn't think that I could read, and so I have hope. I have hope. Also, something that interests me about this story is that I've heard that the ships are sentient, and I didn't know that about this, and so that really intrigues me. Next, this is now moving on to my library rentals, and I wanted to show you guys too that this is a basket that I keep at my bedside, and this is just my basket of books that I have like my current reads in, or books that I want to get to, and then I also put my library books in it typically so that I can differentiate between them. First, I wanted to start with the books that I'm currently wanting to get to, and that is The Unexpected Mrs. Polifax by Dorothy Gilman. Again, heard great things about this. This is about an older woman who has sort of doesn't feel that she has purpose. And the thing that I am reading or thinking about, I've already read a little bit of this book, is that it is very lighthearted with very deep and significant meaning underneath the humor. And so I've been really enjoying that, and this is hilarious, but this is large print as well because it's the only one that my library had available. And so I read this like really fast, and so it's kind of like a Kindle-esque feel, because I feel like when I read my Kindle, I just fly through the pages. So I've been liking this one so far, and I'm currently reading this one. I picked up He Should Have Told the Bees by Amanda Cox, and the only thing that I know about this book is that it's about bees, and Amanda Cox wrote it. And Amanda Cox lives in Chattanooga, Tennessee, which is very close to where I live, and I've wanted to buy this book. That is all that I know. And she's also a Christian. This is a Christian book, so that's it. But bees have been coming up a lot recently. I don't know if it's because it's just like I've been seeing honey a lot more because fall is around the corner, or it's here, and like people are making tea, and like I don't know, but bees have just been coming up a lot. And I just wanted to check this out. I've heard good things about Amanda Cox, and so there's that one. This was just a random find. at the library, but this is called The Jane Austen Society by Natalie Jenner. And this is a World War II novel about a group of people who come and they form this Jane Austen Society. It says, as each of them endures their own quiet struggle with the loss and trauma of war and other tragedies, they find solace, connection, and hope in rallying together to create the Jane Austen Society. So, looks like a good read, looks like a pretty decent length. Next, I heard about Diane Mills not too long ago from the Protagonist Pub on YouTube, and she said good things about Diane Mills, and so I wanted to check her out. I rented this at the library, and this is called Breach of Trust, and this is a romance. Looks like a contemporary just from the cover, so, and that's all I know about it, but we'll see. I'm not really a romance gal, like hardly ever, unless it's like Victorian, because I don't know, I just struggle with that, like modern contemporary romances, just being cheesy. This one is The Girl in the Painting by T. Cooper, or is it Tia? T. This is set in Australia in 1906, and it's about an orphan named Jane Piper who's 9 years old when philanthropist siblings Michael and Elizabeth Quinn take her into their home to further her schooling. I have been listening a little bit to The Cartographer's Secret by T. Cooper on Libby, and I did DNF that one because it was just very detailed and I feel like I need the physical copy. So I'm excited to actually have a physical copy of T. Cooper's book and dig into this one. Next one I almost bought at Books A Million the other day, and glad that I didn't because I saw it at the library, but this is Blind Tiger by Sandra Brown. This looked like a really good mystery. Thatcher Hutton, a war-weary soldier on the way back to his cowboy life, jumps from a moving freight train to avoid trouble and lands in more than he bargained for. And a young widow whose soft features conceal an iron will, so she'll play a role in this story as well. What was supposed to be a fresh start for Laurel Plummer turns into tragedy. Left destitute but determined to dictate her own future, Laurel plunges into the lucrative regional industry, much to the dislike of the good old boys who have ruled supreme. So we'll see. This is probably a good trial run to just rent it from the library and kind of get a taste. I've never heard of Sandra Brown before, but I just absolutely love the cover of this. I'm just, whatever this style is, can I say that this is Art Deco? Art Deco is my favorite. But anyways, so, and the other book that I'm reading right now is in my book bag in the living room. I'm cooking lasagna right now, and so I'm like trying to kind of hurry through this video, but it's called Sourdough by Robin Sloan, and I am really liking that book so far. I'm about close to 120 pages through it, and I think it's about 100 or 240-ish pages, so I'm a good way through that one. I'm probably going to try and finish that one tomorrow, but so far it's really funny. It does have some cussing in it, and there's one weird reference to Jesus that like is like in a humorous way that I did not appreciate, but other than that, you know, written by someone who probably does not love God, I'm not sure, and so they're going to think that those things are funny and write them into their stories. But anyways, that's it, except, oh, almost forgot, let me open my Kindle here. I'm also going to be reading on my Kindle The Bark of the Barred Owl by Jonathan Rogers, and this is a part of the Wilder King trilogy. This is the first book, and so I think this is a middle grade, and just a good book to read on my phone, and I'm like waiting and don't want to be scrolling on social media. All right, that's it. If you saw any books in this video that you might be interested in, or you have any recommendations for me too, I'm always open to that as well. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.